Get that started. Got it. Mike Rudder with GalaxyCon, and with me is my cohort, Patty Hawkins. Hi, Patty.
Hey, Mike. How we doing today?
Oh, living the dream in quarantine land.
The dream in quarantine. I like that. That rolls off very nicely.
So, we got some really cool guests tonight. Some of my favorite people that we bring to our shows: Kara Eberle, Lindsay Jones, Michael Jones from RWBY, Rooster Teeth. Michael and Lindsay are Achievement Hunter, Camp, all this fun stuff. So, without further ado, Kara, Mike, and Lindsay, let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Hello.
Hola.
Hey,
Who's sending a fax there for a second?
that's my computer.
Yes.
An agent is texting me and doesn't understand when I say I'm in a stream.
It was a good summon noise though. It was like, and here they are. Bing. Yeah.
Mike, come here a second. I've got Mike Vendette on the other side here telling people, what's going on my phone.
Hello.
Mike is the biggest Achievement fan in Florida.
Hey.
I don't know you. I know who you are.
I thank you for watching. I cannot say the no words that I was just saying at the Achievement Hunter stream, so check that out later. Too rated here. Yeah.
Potty mouth, Ruby.
We're a PG kind of show.
Oh shoot.
13 soft R.
Nice.
Yeah.
Somebody was so thank you for joining us. We basically on this show we talk about convention experiences, fan interactions, all this fun stuff, and you guys are some of my favorite guests. You've done a bunch of
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
GalaxyCon is definitely my favorite convention.
Yeah, it's one of our staples for sure.
Yeah, and we've done a bunch of these now over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And so thanks for being here.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So did any of you guys go to conventions before you became guests at conventions?
Kara.
I did not, unfortunately, but I was introduced to that amazing world, so now I absolutely love it. I wish I would have.
Big nerd.
Are you a real gamer girl? Can you list 20 facts
I was
about
a
RWBY off the
bookworm,
top of your
okay?
head?
I was a bookworm. I was like the best student ever, like A+ honor roll.
You're such a Weiss. Oh my
What do
god.
you like to read?
Just a boy.
Goodness.
How about y'all?
I went to a con in Dallas, actually. I grew up in the DFW area by Kara, and that was the first con I went to. And that was the first time, growing up in that area, I was surrounded by, no shame on that, but it just wasn't me. Is like the football players, the jocks, super cheerleader girls. And I was like, I like anime and video games. So when I finally went, I went, oh my gosh, wow, these people are awesome and they have similar interests with me. This is fantastic. And being a huge anime nerd and watching Funimation, I was like, oh my God, that's Chris Sabat. And oh my God, so being able to go to conventions now, not only seeing those people, but working with them is incredibly surreal. And it's literally a dream come true. So thank you.
My first convention was actually the very first RTX in Austin, Texas, when it was out in a field next to the office, and there was just 500 people and some canopies. Oh, wow. And I was like a sort of guest. I'd been doing some videos back in New Jersey where I'm from, and they invited me out as kind of like, hey, just, we're going to try to start this thing and we're going to put it on. And because I was heavy into online. So I just online gamed and did a lot of that. So I didn't really go, I didn't travel anywhere. So that was the first convention experience I got. And it was a very community driven, again, because it was just people that there was no building, there was no air conditioning. It was just people that were really passionate about, the things that the company made, and they wanted to be there. And that completely kind of opened my eyes to the community in itself and conventions going forward. And I've been at every single one since. So I absolutely love doing conventions.
Lindsay, I didn't know that your first convention was A-Con.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because that was my first convention.
Really? That'd
went
be funny
there-
to cross paths too.
I drove Monty and Shane and I think Chris, the sales guy at the time,
I
from
remember that.
Austin
Yes.
to A-Con, and we premiered the yellow trailer for the first time.
Mhm.
And it was amazing. It was it was my first experience with, a convention, but also the fact there were so many RWBY fans and there had not been a single episode out yet.
No, yeah.
It was like, wow.
We put out the red trailer and there was already like cosplay for the characters. It was pretty insane and amazing how fast people responded.
Really? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. They work fast. Cosplayers work fast, man. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Were they hardcore RTX fans that just...
Yeah, actually. So a few people at RTX saw the trailer that we put out. And yeah, same thing. There was zero dialogue, nothing, but they went, okay, cool, this character, I have to make them. Same thing with like episodes when they come out. I think it was season 2 with the tournament arc that we had. Sorry, season 3 tournament arc characters. The second they were even shown, people said, hey, I completed the cosplay. We were like, we just put that out like 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
Like,
it's nuts because at conventions we do a lot of like premieres for a trailer or maybe part of an episode, and if it's on a Friday or a Saturday, people will go back to their hotel or wherever they're staying, and they'll make the outfit they just saw and then wear it to the convention the next day. And it's wild. They're like, I stayed up all night making this.
It is. It's a measuring stick in cosplay culture, and a lot of people will see if something drops a few days before a con. They will pull all-nighters just to get that out. I did a small Doctor Who show in New York a couple of years ago, and they had just debuted, Jodie's Mork from Mork Doctor Who outfit, and literally within 24 hours there were 3 cosplayers.
That's awesome.
Accurate.
Wow.
So,
That's awesome.
So
sometimes
Someone in the chat said cosplayers are just magic. I'm like, they are. They're magic.
I saw that too. I was going to mention something about it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, the power of cosplay.
It's well, first off, Patty is a cosplayer at times.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Patty,
I had heard. Yes.
Sure.
Well, that's why you also host the cosplay contests at a lot of conventions that I attend. Yeah, because he knows, Kara. He knows.
Full on does obscure characters that you would never think, like the 1978 TV movie version of Doctor Strange, not Doctor Strange from Benedict Cumberbatch, but
The OG.
OG.
Yeah.
The animated OG, right? Yeah.
There you go. It works.
Yeah, I do the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, that's so fun.
And I have the rainbow coat and children, where are you?
Amazing.
Patty did for me, Dr. Detroit. I don't know if anybody's seen that movie, the Dan Aykroyd film, Dr. Detroit.
I don't think any of them were alive when it came
I
out.
have not.
It's like an early 1980s film where Dan Aykroyd's like this nerdy guy who gets roped into a world of prostitutes and becomes a pimp. So he has to create a persona of Dr. Detroit to battle Mom, who's an evil whoremonger.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Greatest.
Watch
What is
this
it
after
called
the
again?
stream.
Dr.
Dr. Detroit.
Mhm.
It's on the B list of 80s comedies, but you'll never find anybody that'll say it's bad.
They go to the pimp ball, and James Brown is like the musical guest.
There's a pimp
awesome.
ball. That's hilarious. That
Kara's
sounds
like,
like some
"Where's
sort of
my
like
invite?"
magical, item that they would have to give powers to the other pimps.
The
That's
pimp ball.
a
You
RWBY
pass it
Volume
around.
8.
Yeah,
the pimp
you're
ball.
spoiling, Kara.
Yeah, sorry.
Fran Drescher is one of the whores. She's a very young Fran Drescher.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, pre-nanny Fran Drescher, indeed, yeah.
But it's a fun comedy, and it's for the family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's for the kids.
Right.
Pimps.
It was the 80s. Okay.
That's true. 80s film.
Very child friendly.
So it's really funny. Akon keeps coming up every time we talk to voice actors as like their first convention.
Yeah.
It must be over a dozen times now. We've been
Oh,
doing
wow.
the show for a couple. I think this is week 4, Patty.
Believe so, yeah.
And so many of the Dallas, Houston, Austin voice actors. It's always Akon.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe because Funimation's up there too, and that's, I don't know.
Well, that's for the connection for me. It's the rapper Akon. I'm a big fan. So
I have to keep trying to understand if you're referring to that or the con.
No.
Sorry, keep going.
Every time I mention
the
that to my
convention,
friends in
Kara.
Dallas, people were like, "Oh yeah, I love his music." I'm like, "No, it's an anime convention."
All right, Gary, you're a big hardcore rock fan.
I dabble. I don't want to say I am because I feel like I'm going to get schooled in the comments, but I enjoy it. As
Kara?
white as I am, I like it.
Fan of Akon?
I'm sorry.
You big fan of Akon the rapper?
Old, like I say old stuff, but like when he first came out with stuff, what were some of his like? What were one of his songs was popular?
I don't think I could even tell you.
No, I can't think of it.
Vendetta says Soul Survivor.
Sure.
Oh,
There you go.
Sure.
Oh,
You
you know what?
it.
His best single, Dr. Detroit. Loved that one.
Oh,
That was a good
wow.
one. There's a song about Dan Aykroyd. He's a sorry.
He wasn't a
I mean,
prostitute.
like, I know. I was
He
gonna
was
say
the
he's a
pimp. He
prostitute
wasn't the
owner, but that's
prostitute. That's
him.
a
Yeah.
different movie.
They don't own the prostitutes, so technically they do.
Lindsay, do you remember when we were at Rooster Teeth and we had to go to IKEA and we had to drive? It was like a 45-minute drive on the highway, and I was driving the production truck, and you were just like playing different kinds of music the entire time, and I was just jamming out to all of them. And I don't remember anything, but I do remember you were like, you might not like this, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't listen to music, I like anything. But it was a great bonding experience. I drove on that same highway like the other day, and it, reminded me of you. So
Well, thanks. Yeah, good times at IKEA.
Yeah.
I dig.
Who could have a bad time at IKEA?
Right.
Me?
They have meatballs.
Until
You get the meatballs, Kara.
until you get the credit card
Lindsay
bill.
can tell you, I was not happy when I got there. Lindsay was so like
You're
relieved.
shopping
She was
for
like,
a
look how fun it is. And I'm like, what the hell am I going to find everything?
Just follow the arrows on the floor.
Patty,
I was
you know who's not
overwhelmed.
happy at IKEA?
What's that?
You know who's not happy at IKEA? Me. When I'm done and I got to deal with the people in the warehouse and then get on those lines. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say once you get it at home, you have to put it together.
Oh, there's Patty as Dr. Detroit.
Oh,
That's
nice.
Awesome. I didn't even recognize you. I literally went, oh, is that Greg Sipes?
Wow.
He didn't have his dog though.
He didn't, and that's how you
That's how
know.
you know it wasn't
Little
him.
man.
Hey man, how's
There
it
you go.
going?
Yes.
I think Greg
love it.
Sipes.
You know, I knew Greg Sipes when he was a kid, literally.
Really? Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
His sister was engaged to my best friend.
Really?
So
That's crazy.
I've known his whole family for 25 plus years.
What went wrong there?
Yeah. Goodness.
You said he was engaged.
Oh,
I'm curious.
the internet chat rooms broke it up.
There you go.
Okay.
She met her current husband in an AOL chat room, and I'll
Nice.
leave it at that.
Same.
Let it go, Kara.
I met Michael and Zanga.
Oh no, my camera
Actually-
did freeze. Hold on.
Yeah, it did. I just thought you were really interested. You look like you were listening
Oh.
intently.
I love it. I'm amazed that we
One
haven't
of-
had too much freezing on my part too.
It's
although
one
I'm-
of the very real struggles nowadays is internet connection. It matters more than ever.
Look, the FCC just approved 6G,
Go give us 10.
which
little
apparently
kind of
6G
thing.
is twice the speed of 4 and 5 put together for wireless.
Kara, we can see you. You look,
it's-
you
it's
look
a-
angry.
yeah.
I know. I was
love it.
trying to figure out if I was like still on or not. Y'all just gotta say, Kara, you're out, or Kara, you're frozen.
No, we're not gonna say it.
Kara.
You just casually
Frozen is
slip in,
Elsa.
slip
I
out.
can't tell when it's not working though. It looks exactly the same as it does when it's frozen. Like I can still see myself talk
You
and
look
stuff.
so interested in the conversation.
She did.
I like
She
it.
did.
Just always look like you're really concerned. Like
Me?
Right. Yeah.
okay.
I know it's a
Yeah.
horrible thing. People always told me that at work, and it's because when I'm focused, I like do this weird squint, and I have this annoying little eyebrow thing. So it's like I'm just reading, and I'm happy, but it looks like I'm really angry.
Again, Weiss.
Kara, calm down.
Accurate. I was saying before the stream started too, we were testing and Kara had some dropout. I was like, oh, we can just make jokes about how like Atlas has horrible reception or like, oh my God,
It's
you're
right
so
behind
rich, you can't afford good internet. Yeah, check it out. Hey, there. Make sure you guys
I blame it on the Schnees. Not my
well,
fault.
You're sliding.
I am.
There we go.
Oh, she's shrinking.
Oh yeah, look, it's Atlas.
Hey,
I want to be there.
well, I am. It's my kingdom now. Boom, plot twist. Yeah, you thought you were there. That's right.
You know what? That's
Playing a
it.
long game. Goodness.
There's no can have
That's awesome though. That's really cool.
Oh, thanks.
And it was
Somewhere
on a
some writers
Galaxy.
are like,
It was on a Galaxy Stream live stream. That's when everything went sour.
well, I'm gonna get a few emails now.
That's
But
when the Beatles broke up.
Yeah.
When the RWBY girls all stopped talking to each other.
no.
That was the split. Was the GalaxyCon live stream.
Well, I think Michael and I are recording in separate rooms. It's like
It's true. I've been banished.
What would the internet be called in RWBY?
That's a good
I don't know.
question.
That's really random, but I was just thinking about it. I was like, what would they call
Internet. I don't know.
Internet with a silent W.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
No.
that? Really, just be
So
They just
people
do
so
an
on,
There'd be-
so on
yeah, the-
interweb.
There'd be no vowels.
Petty.
yeah, just be NT
NTRNT. Internet. I was thinking Winter should be the one to capitalize on it. She launches the entire server base for all of Remnant, and then they call it the Winternet.
Oh, I like that one. Barbara would have been proud of that.
It'd be like
Just
Google.
thought that we have I saw Chris Jackson is in here from Planet Comic Con in Kansas City. So I think you guys have done Planet Comic Con, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I yelled at him and told him he had to book you guys.
Thanks. Bless.
I approve.
Chris is watching. NTRWB.
Interwebs. I get it. Interweb.
That's it.
Ooh.
Interweb. That was good.
Interweb. I like it. It's good.
Check. You got it. Point for Broder.
Point for Miss Ward. Give it great props to her.
There's somebody on the chat.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
side.
You gotta look at the chat.
I'm checking the chat right now.
We are not forgetting about the CCT network, by the way. People keep saying that.
Yes.
I guess it needs to include the CCT stuff too, but
Also, the CCT is down right now, so we're talking about post CCT.
That's true.
This is a new era.
True.
like the new thing we were. Never mind.
Kara,
Never mind.
my goodness. Keep it under wraps.
I know.
I didn't say
Please.
shit.
Whoa!
Hey, I'm glad Kara said it first. I was
Kara,
worried about no words.
Come on. That would have been a great
I'm
time for your
so
connection to
sorry. I'm
drop.
so sorry. Did it freeze on like the?
Yes, I hope
That
so.
would have been great.
Kara, we knew what we were in for when we invited you on.
It's true. Again, I'm amazed it wasn't me. I'm very happy right now. I'm good.
Sorry if anyone is offended. This is Kara talking. Bad Kara. No, I know.
They'll live. I'm sure they've seen worse.
So Mike asked you all what your first, let's say, civilian experience was at a convention. What
Muggle experience? Yes.
Yeah, what you would consider to be your first convention experience as voiceover professionals, or at least with maybe perhaps with the RWBY fandom?
I'll let you know when I'm a voice actor professional.
I know, right? I think the craziest thing though for me when it was with all the girls was the first the first RWBY panel we did at RTX when we were behind the stage about to go out and they had played, was it the first trailer, right? Or is it part of an episode?
Like half of episode 1. It wasn't even finished yet. Yeah.
And the crowd literally just like, we had never heard that, just like roared. And all four of us just like were standing by each other and just kind of looked like, is this real life right now? Like it was intimidating, but we were really happy about it. So that's what I remember from RWBY for the first.
Yeah. Definitely involving RWBY. That would be one of my first memories for sure. I had gone to RTX as an employee beforehand, but it was mostly like PA stuff, which is awesome, but totally different. So yeah, that definitely sticks out in my mind. And then again, later conventions, one of the biggest ones that comes to mind for me was traveling with Michael to Supernova to promote RWBY and Achievement Hunter, and having international fans go like, "Oh my gosh, RWBY, I love you." I was like, "All the way over here?"
That was the crazy one for me. That was 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time I'd ever left the country, was Supernova in Australia. So it was like a 2-week trip where we did I don't even remember what cities we did. What did we do? We did Sydney and Perth, I think.
Did you do Melbourne?
No, we only did 2, but
Melbourne.
we stopped in Melbourne in between because we had a couple days off. So I think we were in Sydney. We flew to Melbourne after the weekend. We're there for like 2 or 3 days, and then we did Perth, and that's
exactly what I did. Yeah.
That was wild because one, it was the first time I ever left the country, and I got to go all the way to Australia. But the thing is, like doing Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter stuff for years before RWBY, I've kind of used to that like YouTube audience and the video game audience of people watching myself and all the other people that I work with. But RWBY was like this whole different thing. It's like very different where there's fans of both, but I'd never like met fans before that are like, oh my God, I love RWBY, blah, blah. I don't know what Rooster Teeth is. What is that? And that's how we knew like how huge the show was, because there are tons and tons of like anime fans and cosplay fans, you know, where a lot of Rooster Teeth fans enjoy RWBY, but no one thinks of me in Rooster Teeth as Sun first. But like when I meet people and they go, "You're the guy that does Sun," I'm like, "Oh, you're a RWBY fan. Like you're just a straight RWBY fan." So that was really cool. And again, to see people, you know, dressing up like our characters on the other side of the planet was crazy. That was also the first convention we ever did where there was tons of like voice actors that we all, you know, grew up with, and we were like, oh my God, we were just fanning out of like everyone there. That was, you know, such a huge like joy for us to meet.
So that's a question we ask everybody. So you guys go to these shows, people get excited to meet you. They're like, oh my God, I'm meeting, you know, these people from RWBY or Achievement Hunter or Rooster Teeth or whatever, and they're all really freaked out. Is there anyone at these shows that you were like, that you met, that you got really excited to meet backstage? You're like, I can't believe I'm meeting this person. This is the coolest thing ever.
Kara's pointing at me because I internally
there we go. I did it.
Everything. Yeah. I'm like, when I travel with the RWBY girls, I'm like the nerd encyclopedia. Like, who's this person?
Amazing.
I'm like this person. Who's this voice actor? They're in this, and this. I've been a fan of them for years. So there's been many instances like that. I'll let Michael hold the story from Supernova because I'm sure he's going to talk about that. But one of my biggest ones was I went to a convention. I think it was Canada. It was in Canada. I can't remember. Maybe Toronto Fan Expo, I think. And Kara's chatting with someone and she goes, "Hey, come talk to my friend." I'm like, "Okay, yeah."
Oh, this story?
Whatever.
Oh,
yeah. I thought that was really funny. So again, Kara like isn't really into nerd culture. That's fine. That's you. But
well, I'm unaware of. I'm a little bit ignorant when it comes to that stuff. But I talk to everybody. So
you're new to the family. Welcome. I'm glad to show you around. So she's like, "Yeah, come to talk to my friend." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go say hello. What's up?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll introduce you to my friend Sean." I'm like, Sean. And then she points to him. It's Sean Schemmel. And I was like, "Oh, hello, Goku." And Kara's like, "Yeah, it's whatever. Like, we met, we talked. It's no big deal." And I was like, "Do you know what that is? Just a heads up. Like, do you know what he does?" And she's like, "No, I don't really know." And then I showed her like clips of DBZ, and she was like, "Oh my God, seriously?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've
good for him.
Been a fan for a
while."
I was
like, if I would have known that though beforehand, I probably wouldn't have talked to him.
Yeah, no, it's honestly better. You're a really good like gateway for that too. So my nerd self can like freak and fangirl out as you're just like, "Oh, this is my buddy."
And my hyper just outgoing self talks to everyone.
I love it. I love it.
Except for when I had one fan. I say one, but I probably had a few. But the biggest one, and it's not anime related. I don't know if Lindsay, you weren't there. It was in Florida. I forgot where I was, which one it was, but I was a crazy NSYNC fan my entire, like, I'd say childhood, but 10 to maybe like 5 years. But I got to go there for my birthday. I had friends there to their concert. I had all their dolls, and Joey Fatone was at one of them.
That was probably my show in December of 2016.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
For making my childhood dreams come true.
Joey was on the show with Heather. Did a stream on Saturday, and Joey was one of the guests.
Oh, that's awesome. He's such a cool guy. Because I mean, now since then, I've actually gotten to talk to him at other conventions, and it wasn't like because everyone's a person just like we are. But I fangirled so bad that I got so tongue-tied, I started to sweat. I was so surprised that it happened, but it was like just across, like we just crossed lines. Like I just went to his line, and there was one girl in his line, and she's like, "Hi." And Joey goes, "It's okay. You can talk to me as long as you want. She's here because she knows me from Impractical Jokers, and she wants me to call Q." And I was like, "Oh no."
Yes. That's awesome.
You don't even know the amazingness that stands in front of you.
Okay. Two side notes real quick. One, Leva Bates and Elizabeth Maxwell are in the chat. Hello. Love you guys.
Easter, hi.
Two, the weirdest thing I'll say about your interactions, Kara, it's your story, I guess, kind of, but at one convention, Chuck Norris walked over and was like, "Hello, Kara, how you doing?" I'm like, "Sure." Kara, all right.
That wasn't his wife is really nice, and we were chatting at one, like in the green room at one convention. I didn't know like really who she was, just chatting, and then he comes in and sits down, and I'm like, okay. And I just pretend like everything's normal and not happened. And he's like, "Oh, you're from Dallas." And we're talking. Dallas, I guess, is like the gateway. You know, the ACON there. It's the gateway. The gateway. Don't want to say the D word.
Go ahead. No,
Well, I just want to throw this in you, Kara. You definitely have that energy to you because you just radiate fearlessness. And I've seen you and among all your peers always talking. Especially, I remember the first time I noticed it was when you were sitting with a certain convention owner of my acquaintance, and you were sitting with him during the show, and y'all were just drinking bourbon and laughing and having a good old time. And
I blame it.
I won't mention any names,
It's someone's fault.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Me neither. This is, Weiss juice.
And you're absolutely right. Joey Fatone is absolutely salt of the earth for a guy who's had a career like he is one of the most affable guys. He lives down the street from where I am in Orlando, and we joke all the time. It's like, you're so nice. Everybody thinks that you're third best friend. And he goes, yeah, I know.
And if next time you're in Orlando, you got to go to his joint.
Yes, I that was a bad thing that I was. Joint is a better word than restaurant. And then he told me it was a kiosk in a mall, and I'm like, that's not really a restaurant. Oh wait, no, it is. When I met him, I was so sad.
Joey,
joint. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I couldn't have kept my composure if Chuck Norris came up to me. I would have been Lord Wolf McQuaid. Ah!
Really? Next time I see you and he's there, I'll do a little intro. Next time I should just walk by him next time I see him and just be like, and see if he stops it quick enough.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, go punch him, Kara.
There you go.
Punch Chuck
I
Norris. What an idea.
by his face, not like more like.
I feel like there's a joke there. You're like, if Chuck Norris approaches you, I want to be like, Chuck Norris doesn't approach you. He just
hit him.
Like he's just there.
Well, Lindsay knows one of them. I mean, I have so many at this point of people that I've been fortunate enough to meet. And like I said, a lot of, it's like a really kind of perfect age range where like I was a kid / like teenager watching so many people, but as an adult, there's only like a 10-15 year difference. So I don't know. It's not that weird for me. It's not like a huge age gap there. I'm like, wow, we're both adults now. This is weird because I was a kid when you were working and you weren't. But it was at that Supernova convention, and it was one of those things where, like Kara was saying, I don't really go up. I usually see somebody in the green room or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, that's so and so. That's cool. I don't really, they don't know who we are.
Does Chuck Norris really have coronavirus? I'm sorry.
No, they're making a joke.
Oh,
he's fighting it because he fights things. Kara.
Oh, literally fighting. Sorry,
Carol Baskin, the
Carol
Tiger King.
Don't start with Carol Baskin right now. Where's Don Lewis? Okay.
God damn.
So we at Supernova, since we were guests, they did a big introduced all the guests at the start of the show. So all the guests kind of met each other backstage, and we were just like meeting a bunch of people. And I ended up meeting Yuri Lowenthal, who has like, a million cartoon shows, animations, video games. And
RWBY, to be clear.
Yeah.
We're trying
so,
to
so this is obviously before he was in RWBY. And I was like shaking his hand, and I didn't know what he looked like. I like knew his voice, but and he's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Yuri," and I was like, "Oh my god, like you're Yuri!" It's such a unique name too. I was like, "That's Yuri Lowenthal." Like I know that. That was crazy. And then just the way that the trip was, we ended up hanging out with him and his wife Tara like a couple times, like over that trip. Like we went out to dinner together, and I was like, "This is nuts! Like this is crazy."
His wife is Tara Platt, who's another amazing voice actress.
Yeah, it was.
And he's also in RWBY as Blake's mother.
I was about to say, yeah,
it was wild. So that was like full. It was like full fanboying, but like they're so cool, and like they're such big fans of like what they do themselves, where they're like fanboying with us about us fanboying. Like they had, there was no issues with it at all. They were just like, oh yeah, we love anime, and they were like kids. And then the other big one, which was maybe a year or two ago, was I got to meet. It was at a convention that I was at, and I got to meet Dana Snyder. And it's funny because I've met so many people that either I watched or I knew of, and I'm like, these huge celebrities. You just see them at all the conventions and stuff. But I grew up on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like I watched that the first episode it came out. I watched it every single like every single night it was on Adult Swim. I was like probably 15 or so when that show came out. So I watched that show for like 7 years straight. And so much of my like comedy and like what I find funny is from that show. And it's just like such a personal attachment to me with like, you know, the characters and Dana Snyder being Master Shake on that show, where I got to meet him, and he like, it was so weird for me because it's only a year or two ago. I've been doing this for so long where like I regressed to like a quiet child, and like I just didn't know what to say. I was like so overjoyed to meet him, and he blew any of my expectations out of the water. He's just like doing bits constantly, just never stopping. I got to cut in line and talk to him for a second when he was at his signing booth, and he's like, "Hey, come here, give me your phone. Let me do this." And he's just like going through a whole routine, and he was doing it with every single person in line. And you know, he's one of those people where like I have no idea where this energy comes from, because it's exhausting, you know, just being there, just talking to people, you know, just day after day. It's exhausting. But you know, he's one of those people where you feel like you really are like the most important person that he's talking to when he's talking to you, and it's not just like, I'm here working. And so like, you know, as soon as I left, I went to go back to my booth. I'm like texting my friends back from New Jersey. I'm like, oh my God, I met Master Shake. He was so cool. You know, I can believe I took a bunch of pictures with him. And I just look like a kid meeting Santa Claus. So those are the two like big ones for me.
Michael, you never
really cool. I'm so envious. I've always wanted to meet Dana Snyder, and I hope to someday.
He's cool.
Dana-
You never went to a convention to like pay for an autograph from anyone, right?
Me?
Yeah, I don't think so, right? Like you never
No.
attended. Yeah, okay. I guess.
Um,
Yeah, me neither. Oh,
I'm being facetious, of course. Dana just comes to just about all the GalaxyCon shows.
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
he is
like,
he is the guest emeritus.
well, the story with Dana is that with the exception of a handful of shows that he couldn't go to because he was filming, he's been to every show I've done since 2007.
dang.
Wow.
He was the minister at my wedding.
That's
Oh
awesome.
wow,
You
that's
see-
crazy.
You see the pictures of
You
Mike
must
and
really
Sandy's
like him,
wedding. Yeah, he's in the
Pictures
middle.
or it didn't happen.
Well,
And
I'm texting with him right now to try and just get him on here.
Oh, nice.
And I saw in the chat he's streaming tomorrow at 7, or is it tonight at 7?
He was supposed to. He's coming on with me tomorrow, but he just told me today that Disney needs him to do something. Maybe he's on hold, so he might not be able to do the show tomorrow.
Disney, come on.
He's co-hosted a bunch of these with me.
I'm just imagining Master Shake like at your wedding now. I'm sorry. That's incredible.
In full cosplay.
Yeah.
No, wait. Yes. So he wore,
Listen to this. It's good.
so he got the guy who made jumpsuits for Elvis, the sequin jumpsuits, made
Yes.
Dana a custom sequin jumpsuit that he wore for my wedding.
That's incredible.
That is so cool. I want a big sequin jumpsuit.
A rockabilly show. We did a pinup model, burlesque, rockabilly, classic car convention.
Oh, cute.
So like imagine a Comic-Con, like what I do with celebrities in Comic-Cons,
Uh-huh.
like classic cars, burlesque, rockabilly, swing music, that kind of thing. And like,
So if you renew your vows, I'm available.
okay.
Yeah, I got time.
Hey, I said I wanted the sequin outfit first. Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So good.
And hang on, I'm going to text Dana the link and try and get him on here.
His face too. Perfect.
So I can get him on. Might be busy. But yeah, that's the wedding, and that was his outfit. And so the dude who actually made Elvis's stuff made that for him. And we lost Kara.
She was turned off by the fashion. Yeah. It's not a Weiss.
So Lindsay, if we ever get back to normal and can do events again, I keep threatening we're going to do that show again.
Yeah.
That pinup show. We had the safaris. Did Wipeout. We had Low Straight Jackets, who was the luchador rockabilly band. We had Jimmy Cavallo, who's like an old school rock and roll guy, circa Elvis time, and like some big burlesque dancers and performers and
Epic. You're like a wedding circus. I love this.
I know. It sounds so fun. I'm like, I want to go.
Yeah, Michael and I said I do.
Wish I could.
Yeah. I married in a nice barn.
And got drunk.
It was so cute.
Thanks. Yeah, Kara was at our wedding.
It's okay.
I have a
Kara.
picture of y'all. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, here we go. This is the rest of the stream, Kara. Look at this picture.
Shut, Michael.
Could just take one off the wall. I'm looking at them. There's a bunch right there.
Oh boy.
I will find it quicker than you think. What year did you get married?
Awesome. You'll really track it down.
2014.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. May
Stop
2014.
Yes. Well, we can say like Supernova was kind of our honeymoon. So we said,
It wasn't kind of. It was awesome. We got to go to Australia and we didn't pay for it.
Did
We
you
wouldn't.
get to see the pandas?
didn't
Yeah,
see pictures of koalas.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Koalas. I'm sorry, I mean the koalas. Yes,
Yeah,
the
like they're
Look how
pandas in
pretty they
Australia.
are.
We all see it, Kara.
That was not the entire stream.
that was a personal photo you just shared with everyone.
There you,
I'm
that you
gonna
can look
send
on
you an email
Google right
later.
now. Yeah. Google it
I'm
right
sorry,
now.
did you see the
A
koalas?
cease and desist.
Yeah, we I don't know what exactly, because the thing with Supernova 2, which is great, but as someone knowing nothing about like the area, we just got on the plane, got the tickets, got there. They there's tons of activities of like, if you want to do this, if you want to go on this tour, you want to do that. So we just sort of were ushered along with everyone. I'm like, I don't know where we're going, but I guess we're going somewhere. So we definitely went to some kind of like zoo or animal park.
Dana came back from Supernova, and he had done. He went there, and he came back, and he's like showing me all the pictures of all the animals. He's like, Mike, we got to see koalas. It was the greatest thing ever. And you got to touch them, and they climbed all. And he's like, it was incredible.
That was a good impression.
It was good. Who was there? Who was there with us when we were there? We saw they had this like giant crocodile
Yuri?
alligator. I don't know.
Yeah, Yuri and Tara was there, and then
I know that. I'm just mean specifically. I remember at the park. It was John Heater. John Heater.
Park.
Yeah, it was John Heater, Napoleon Dynamite. And I just remember, because I have film of it. I'm filming the like animals, like this giant alligator or something. It was huge. It was like 30 feet long or whatever. Crocodile. Listen, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. And it was like where you walk through. So we're on the other side of the glass where it's underwater. So we're looking, underwater, and it's like right in front of us. Had to be like 20 to 25 feet long or something crazy. And I'm filming it. And I didn't even notice at the time, but I'm looking at the video later, and it was so funny. Again, because it's like one of the first experiences with like celebrities and stuff for us. And I'm showing somebody this alligator, crocodile, I already forgot. And as I'm looking at it, you hear John Heater go, "Whoa, it's like a dinosaur, man." And he sounded just like Napoleon Dynamite. And I'm like, that's Napoleon Dynamite. He's just like in the background of a video. He's just like marveling at an alligator. And I was like, what are we doing? How do we get here?
That's so funny. I have the exact alligator you're talking about.
On a very, very similar moment when we went shopping with Yuri and Tara, which also talking about like salt of the earth people. They're the nicest people on the planet. They're like literal saints. Nice. Kara with a koala.
Oh,
Beautiful. K. We went shopping with them. Lovely time. And because Yuri is a huge anime nerd, like we vibed very well. So as we're shopping, he finds this jacket that's like floor length trench coat. It's bright red, like pleather, I guess. And it has all these buckles on it. And he holds it up and puts them to himself. And he goes, I look like Bash the Stampede. And we went, yes, we're going to get along very well. Good.
So Australia, have you been any other place outside the continent that your career has taken you to?
Yeah, Michael and I went to Germany. That was awesome.
Wo bist du?
Yeah, I went to
Castle.
what was the name of the convention? Yeah, KonichiCon.
I think Konichi actually is just the name.
Konichi, maybe it was Konichi.
Yeah.
There's another
I
fact.
went before Chicago, at the end of February, I was in Switzerland.
That's right.
Oh wow,
Nice.
Yeah, which is crazy to think too, because I'm just like, I cherished it a lot, but I want to cherish it more. And then we've all been to London together, though. That was when I tweeted that photo memory thing, which was so weird because my phone's just like notification. Photos has memory for you together over the years, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute.
I appreciate
the last photo is us in London.
Yes. And I guess at that time too, we should mention like Simon Pegg's daughter was a fan of RWBY and she wanted to meet us. And Simon Pegg was
that was silly.
That was very.
Well, these two.
Hi.
I forgot how to do this.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? What are you doing?
What are you pointing at us for? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. She's
I'm
pointing-
just trying to figure out how I can do it. Mirror images is hard. I haven't done live action.
There you go.
It's one way or the other way, Kara.
Okay.
There you go. Nailed it. But the memory thing that Kara sent us was a very sentimental, lovely thing. And you were like, hey, you know, all these memories, beautiful. And then Aaron hops in and Barbara and you all are like, oh, girl, like, I love you. Like, thank you so much. And I was like, oh, that's cute. I just put the phone down.
I figured I was like, and then because I was debating posting it or not. And I was like, but they're really cute, sentimental, stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if everybody wants all
No,
that.
it's
Because we haven't posted before.
You guys
And
know
then when Barbara was like, you should post it, I was like, okay, yeah, I was thinking of that anyway.
very polar opposite of Ruby in the real world. I'm very like dry humor, so I'm always like laying down jokes, and Kara gets it, which is beautiful. But like something that like I should have replied like gross, and that would have been part of the course.
That would have been great. That would have been totally.
Goodness.
Oh, Michael, hang on. So
Okay,
right,
so other places we've been though. We went to London. I went to Spain. I went to Madrid with
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Nice. There you
and
go.
that was fun. Oh, look at that! You got it, Michael. See, I can do that. Where else have we gone? I've been to Glass. I can never say it right. Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Canada.
Yeah, Canada counts. It counts.
That counts.
Yeah, that works. That works.
It's a hat.
What when you go to a foreign country and English is not the first language, what is that experience like working the tables? I mean, is it just Thomas two Fräuleins, wissen wir ich merken das RWBY.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was us in Germany. We went. We were the one of three. Well, I think only us were the English-speaking guests, right? Or the like English was their main language.
Yeah.
I think.
Because it was like German and Japanese, heavy Japanese. Like the show, I mean, it was crazy. The show introed like this huge like.
We all
stage
had a translator
performance.
though, right?
Well, no, because unlike America, everyone's really smart and they all spoke English.
Yeah, it's true.
It was like people would come at us and start
I
speaking
agree.
like occasionally. I remember some guy like asked what time it was or whatever, and he just like passed me in the hallway. And when you look at him like this, then they just start speaking English. Like, oh, you don't okay? Yeah, I'll speak English. How about now? And I'm like, oh man, thank God.
Right. I read a comment.
Michael
Yeah,
Jones.
Yeah.
I'm horrible when it comes to. I did very well in Spain. I went with Samantha Ireland, who voices Nora. She doesn't know a lick of Spanish. I'm not fluent by any means, but I can get along and get us places and know simple terms. So I was able to do that. Okay. When Aaron and I were in Switzerland, the area we were in was totally French speaking.
Yeah.
And Aaron can speak French. She says that she can't, but
No, she can speak.
Isn't Lindsay does the same thing with Spanish, where she'll just go, oh, I can't speak Spanish, and I go, well, you just spoke Spanish to that guy though, and she goes, yeah, but it was bad. And I was
Oh,
like,
no,
yeah,
but
but you
Aaron
knew what
will-
you said. That means you speak
un
it.
poquito.
during our panel,
That's my go-to. Un poquito.
that's the hardest though. Yeah, it's like during our panels because people ask questions. You have to wait for the translator, for me at least, to translate it to me. And like for someone, since it was just me and Aaron, and she knew French, it was like 15 minutes of like a French panel, and me being like, what are they saying? What are they saying? And then like the translators were laughing because everything's going on, and I'm like, what is going on? What's happening? But regardless, though, it's still. I mean, I say that I don't try to speak French at all because it's horrible. Like bonjour is about as good as you're gonna get.
There you go.
At
good.
Kanichi, it was interesting because in the intro, they did a huge like introduction for every single guest they had. But again, they were either German or they were Japanese. So the German guests would come out and speak German, and then they would have a translator translated to Japanese. And then the Japanese guests would speak in Japanese, and they'd have them translated to German. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know what anybody's saying. I have no idea, because they didn't translate to English. Because why would they? Then we came up, and then we're like, it was me. I think it was me, you, and Barbara, right?
Yeah, it was.
It was me, Lindsay, and Barbara.
We're like, yo.
And they go, do you want to talk? I talk. I'm like, hi, we speak English. And everyone's like, oh, you're good. As we went up there, the moderator's like, oh, they all speak English. Everybody's no one here's talking yet, but they'll know what you're saying. And
Nice.
we had a huge fan base there. It was crazy, but I was just like, oof, I don't know what's going on here.
People keep asking who we're the voice of on here. I guess we didn't really say that at the beginning.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, whoops. Oh, my bad.
We're bad.
Also,
No, I didn't know. People keep asking. I'm like, okay, well, might as well say it for real. That way they know.
Sure, I'll start off, I guess. Hi, I'm Lindsay Jones. I play Ruby Rose, and I sound nothing like her in real life. Hello.
Hi, I'm Kara Eberle, and I voice Weiss Schnee, but I probably sound and act more like Ruby or Nora in real life. So
Correct.
I am Michael Jones, and I play the voice of Sun Wukong. It might be hard to spot him in the episodes because he's always off doing something. He's nowhere to be found. But I got a new T-shirt.
Did
what?
whoop whoop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jelly, I need an update.
I'm
I have
happy.
a shirt on too.
You know?
Nice.
You know, where are my lines in the show? Who knows?
Obligated.
But I got a new shirt.
Lindsay, what you got for us, huh?
Oh, buddy, I got the Ruby remix vest here. Check it out.
What? Nice. We are all representing. I love it. I didn't know that.
Available
Yeah.
now at richchief.com.
I'm contractually obligated to, Kara. I don't know about you.
I need my
Did
money.
did they ask you to wear that?
No, that was a joke.
No, I do wear
Wow.
this all the time. I do like it a lot. But it's a DBZ
Michael,
crossover.
I'm too gullible when it comes to Michael. I don't know why.
You've
I love
lost
it.
your edge because you don't work 4 feet away from me anymore.
Mhm.
That's true.
As
I need.
as
I-
gullible
I
as you
think
say
I
you
need-
are, there are a
Uh-huh.
few moments where Kara will like sass someone or give a one-liner that's just so fierce and amazing, and I'm like, "Damn, Kara, get it! Like I am living for this
You
moment."
can use your example without saying any names. 'Cause I know what you're thinking.
I don't
of.
want
Yeah, there's a few. Or like you're in on the joke. I'm like, "Yeah, girl, there you go."
No, the hotel thing,
Oh, Kara, I drink a lot.
Wow.
dude. It's
Yeah.
when you always reference. Never mind. Then it's
Oh,
fine.
okay,
You're
No, I know
wait,
you did.
wait, you just told Kara you drank a lot?
I know. Damn, get it, Patty. There you go.
You've just known Lindsay while she's been pregnant for too long, so
That's true.
that doesn't count. Okay,
Okay, fair.
pre-pregnancy Lindsay.
But now post-pregnancy, Lindsay can't handle alcohol. I have like one glass of
Yeah,
wine.
now
I
she's
want to
getting
sleep.
tipsy off a White Claw. No,
Oh,
pick her up
well,
off
it's
the
true,
floor
yeah.
This
after
one
this.
over here.
Claws out.
There we go. Is a big tequila drinker.
Ugh.
Last we were in London, right? Wasn't it? Never mind.
No, it's vodka. Yeah, but I remember
No,
the
it was
shots we had in
tequila.
London. No, you did get tequila, Michael. That's right. Because we were
Don't
like,
point at
no,
me.
don't. Yeah, you know what you did.
Yeah, I did. I did because
It's
it was
great.
the last day. Oh no, at first it
But that
wasn't
was
the last day,
honestly
never
such a
mind.
great memory, and I'm glad that I have that. And I hope that won't be like the last time that we're ever in London and can have a drink together. Hopefully,
That's also the last night is because Roger Clark was there, and I was like, "That's friggin' Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2. I'm gonna buy this guy a drink," and he was like, "I'll keep drinking them," and I was like, "Okay," and then we hung out at the bar.
He did. That night, Michael went and hung out with Roger after the bar, and I was like, I gotta go to bed, dude. It's like 2 a.m. Good night. And I wake up, it's like 6 a.m. before our flight, and Michael's not there. I'm like, we're in another country. I don't know where my husband is.
I was only
Who
like
knows
a-
what the hell
a floor
happened?
away.
He looks
Where
like
were
a
you?
high schooler. Someone might have stolen him.
She called me, she called me
kidnapped.
and yelled at me and was like, "I swear, if you are kidnapped, I'll kill you."
If you got human traffic, I'm
It
divorcing
was
you.
it was like threatening me out of concern.
that is like a classic Lindsay thing. Just like, I will kill you.
You got a ransom note that you slipped into the door of your hotel room. Miss Rich Lindsay Actor Jones, we have
Oh.
your son. Please.
You just show up back in your hotel room, and outside is just a
That's amazing.
bicycle with
Right, yeah. Like, oh.
some SUN.
That's great. I just realized I have one nail with nail polish.
Everyone realized it, Kara, 45 minutes ago.
Really? Was that already in the chat? Just kidding. I know you are being sarcastic, right?
You got me.
Uh,
I didn't believe you that time.
So I've had the pleasure of hosting you guys at shows, and I've seen you guys at the tables, and you really do really give it back to your fans. The energy they give to you. You got such a strong and really active fan base, and it's such a delight. I love seeing you guys at the tables. I love seeing you guys work. I love seeing you guys reflect that energy because you give back a really good 110%. And, and that just goes well for the shows, goes well for the experience, goes well for all the panels we've done. The
I can
energy.
accept Sarah. She gives 103%.
Oh, yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah.
103 or 130?
103.
Why less?
because you want to get back to hang out with him, and because he gives you the top shelf bourbon, he won't even give
There you go.
He's got a special batch, in reserve.
No, I definitely give it like 120%. I just get excited to see fans that are excited to see us, and I'm appreciative of it, and I feed off other people's energy, and I don't know. Obviously, I'm hyper anyway, so it makes me happy, and I'm excited. Sometimes I talk too much, and people have to wait too long, and then I'm always sorry about it, or hold up the line. Lindsay probably knows that, but Lindsay does too sometimes.
That's true.
What's been the interaction you've had with a fan that's really resonated with you all?
Oof, there's a lot. I mean, just in general, talking about Kara and like the energy that we do feed off your energy. It's a joke, but it's true. We're like Tinkerbell. It's like you guys give us life. Like otherwise we would be just like dead inside, I guess.
Clap.
Exactly. And we think about how like we're still like huge nerd losers in our brains. So for anyone to want to come say hi to us, and let alone like say hi, but also want like a photo and our autograph and like say they love the show and our performance, that's insane. I'll never get over that. But individual interactions, oh man, there's so many.
I know. I don't want to single anybody out for any reason ever.
Yeah. I feel like
I mean, like you probably are thinking, there's the impact. We get a lot of people that talk about how RWBY's impacted their life in such a good way in their own personal experience, and it might be kind of a pretty serious experience, whether it be medical or anything else going on with their family life. So I don't want to get I don't want to like get too into that, but just hearing things like that is amazing. But I think more recently, I mean, Lindsay, you can probably also add on to this. Oh my gosh, now my brain's going to craziness. Her name, I know you know the name of the girl we all did the video for.
Oh no, of course
I know.
I know
what
Chris
it is.
would know. I'm sure he can enter the chat right now.
Although Heather's in chat. You're in the chat. What is it again?
Let us know. Kara, I barely remember my name. Okay, like that's where we are right now in my life. Kara's finding it right now. She's searching.
I don't know. We'll see.
You're good. Point being, I think you're saying that.
Yeah, but keep going. You can explain it though.
Yeah. Well, Chris, who works as our convention agent and who works with Mike, etc., and helps us coordinate all this, coordinated with said fan and said, listen, she'd love to hop on a call with you right now. She's unfortunately received some negative medical news. And we chatted with her, and she was so incredibly sweet and wonderful. Oh, yeah. And it was so bizarre because it felt like we were just talking to a friend. We're like, hey girl, what's up? Yeah. Like, how you doing?
It was a conference call with all of us, and like she didn't know, and her parents had set it up, so it was kind of a big surprise for her. And I guess it was kind of set up in a way, if someone wants to talk to you, and we were all like, and we were so excited because all four of us were talking before we talked to her, and it was like, we were like, wait, so who goes first? Like, what do we say? We were nervous because we were excited, and it was a cool like little moment. And like once we all got into chat, it was like old friends that just are getting back to each other. It was great.
We say fun. In general, that Team RWBY's at a convention. If you hear, especially like a bunch of girl voices just coming together, going and like getting louder and louder and louder with excitement, that's us. So
exactly, yeah. Exactly.
Guilty. Yeah. No, I can attest to it.
Patty too.
What is that?
It's gonna come to me.
RWBY girls.
Maxine, thank you, Heather. I love you.
Thank you, Maxine.
Maxine, I'm so bad. I was like, there's an I in there somewhere. I'm so. Lindsay will tell you, I am horrible with names.
I am too.
With faces.
But that's why you have Chris and Heather.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's why you have Chris and Heather.
The brain banks.
And Lindsay to remind me too. Those are my three like go-tos for things. Lindsay knows for all like my anime encyclopedia.
I can give you anime characters' names. I know those by heart.
Like next time, I feel like I should always go to at a convention before I start talking to someone, just to make sure it's not someone that is, way above my level that I should not be talking to.
Not necessarily. I think that's giving you the freedom to just go on up and strike up all these things.
I agree.
Sometimes when you know who these people are, it's like, oh, it's intimidating. oh my God, I'm like this person who I watched my whole life. Like, how do I go? Like, even me, like, with some of the guests, there's few and far between, but there's some that it's like,
yeah. How do you deal with that?
you gotta get over. I gotta get over it. But there's a few that is like 9-year-old me is like, geeks out on some things,
Yeah. Internal fangirling.
Yeah, I don't think I really talked to Shannon until like the third show he did with me.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was awesome. Now we talk like we'll have half an hour long conversations in the back. But I mean, and he's wonderful. But like 9-year-old me was like, what do I say to William Shatner?
Yeah. He has a new show on right now too. I was thinking about him the other day when I saw it. Forgot what it is.
That doesn't stop working.
Michael, do
It's
you
what's
have any
keeping
fan
him going.
interactions?
I'm with you. I don't know how to pinpoint. My brain's goo, and it's just it's so many of like doing the RTX and the other conventions, and we do live shows like for Achievement Hunter, and it's just like I'm terrible with names. And you get stuck in the convention brain where it's like, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. But like sometimes you say it and it doesn't make any sense, or someone will like you end up saying the same thing over and over again, and then you go, oh, I just said that, sorry. Or you start to like misspell your own name when you're signing stuff because you're just like looking at like the same print you're signing over and over again. But I just love talking to people. I just love the quick, like, what do you watch? What's your favorite show? Or, who's your favorite character? And, it's really, there's not really like a favorite type of, some people dress up as characters and they love the cosplays, and that's awesome. It's always it's awesome to see anybody in an outfit of anything at a convention because it's something that they're passionate about and they wanted to spend time on. And, most people that come to see us aren't dressed as our characters. They're there for something else, but like, especially when it's a show that we're in or a character that we voice, there's an extra level of like, that's awesome. Like, I didn't even make that character. Yeah, I voiced the character, but I didn't create this character. I didn't draw them. I didn't, I wasn't the creative mind behind it. But those are always fun as a voice actor. It's always fun when you get to meet someone that's dressed like your character and you immediately know, like, you can just do the character's voice and they're going to freak out. Like if they're a big enough fan to dress up as this person, obviously they're going to freak out about it. It's actually funny that this just popped into my head. Not too long ago, it was a couple months ago. It was it Luna's birthday? It might have been our daughter's birthday party, but we had family over. Some of my family was visiting, and Lindsay's from Texas. So some of her family were here, and over the years we've been doing voice acting and Rooster Teeth and stuff. She's got both sides of her family. We have younger like cousins and relatives who hit that teenage like age of like, wait a minute, like I was watching a thing and you're in that, like I'm related to you, like, oh, my friends watched this thing and then I started watching this thing and then I didn't like, you're in that thing, it's like they're too young to realize like what a job is, or that like, you're 10 and you see them at Christmas or whatever. And one of her cousins was like, had become basically a RWBY fan. And so at this, she's like 10, 11,
around 10.
And she's like, whoa, like now I care that like, you're my cousin. Cause I just like, it's crazy. Like, Ruby's been out almost her whole life. But in the last year or two, she's become this huge fan and she's like, what, that's my cousin? Like my cousin's RWBY? That's awesome. So I was talking to her and, she's like, oh, are you and RWBY? I'm like, yeah, I play Sun. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And she literally starts talking about her friends. And she goes, yeah, my friends aren't like a huge Sun fan. Like they like him, but when they find out like RWBY, like they're gonna freak out about that. They watch a lot of Rooster Teeth stuff. And she's like, yeah, they love like Camp, Lindsay Space Kid and Camp, and they really like that. And I go, oh, they know what like Camp is, because I play Max, like, and he's the main kid in Camp. And she was like, that I can use that. Oh my God, when I tell them that my cousin is Matt, oh. And she was like writing it down, like planning the text when she got back to school, where I was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, have that one. She's like, Ruby and Max. Oh my god, you don't even
those
know.
are two bunnies.
There's the two bunnies, but
Very
now
different show.
but now they're in a separate show. But there could be like a Ruby Max
nice.
crossover. But that was just something from recent history. It was just funny because it was in the kitchen of her house. You know? And I didn't like expect that moment to happen from a relative that was I met her when she was 2, when Lindsay and I were dating. But it's crazy how how big the show is and how it just keeps going and the fandom keeps growing. It's wild.
I really love Lindsay when we co-hosted the costume contest. I think in Raleigh 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that you got to announce cosplayers on the stage, competitors who were dressed as your character.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's a memory to them, and you can tell that they go like, "Oh,
me too. Are you kidding me?" Yeah. I'm like, hey, I want to be like.
They're walking out and they're looking at you and they're doing their pose. And
it's the Spider-Man meme. Yeah, we're pointing at each other and going, "You're me, and I'm you." Yeah.
It was just such a wonderful moment to make for them. It's just like that was something like I was dressed as, and the actress introduced me to the stage, and
that was so special to them, I'm sure.
That's fun too, especially for me. Again, like I don't sound anything like Ruby. This is my speaking voice. I'm much more lower toned. So I'll have a lot of times where I'll come up to cosplayers who are dressed as Ruby, especially younger cosplayers who are like kids, and I'm like, "Hey, oh, you look awesome!" And they're like, "Okay, like who are you?" I'm like, "Sorry."
Love your outfit, like in her Ruby voice.
Like, who's that? Especially like younger kids, they're smart. So they'll come up to the booth. I'm like, "Hi, I'm Ruby," and they're like, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." "Hi, I'm Ruby," and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Okay, cool. Now we're good."
I had one. There was one mom and son real quick, they came up and they said, she goes, he loves Ruby, loves her character. Can you just do the voice for him? And I said something, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, it sounds just like Weiss."
I love
you guys ever watched The Tick?
No.
The animated show or the
sorry.
Right. Did you guys watch it? So Patty, do you remember the bit in the comic where it's like he like meets up with like the guy with basically it's Superman and Clark Kent, and he like takes the glasses, has the glasses on. He's like, well, "Where'd the Superman dude go?" And
Really funny.
takes the glasses off. He goes, "Oh, there you are." And then he puts the glasses back on. He's like, "Wait a second."
Yeah.
And that's, in the voices with the kids. It's like
just the massive 180. It's like, "Are you sure?" I don't know. You click that into it. It's like,
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, now as parents, like we're watching our kids watch TV and remembering the time where we're like, "No, that's real to you. Like that's a cartoon, but like Shaggy's a real person and he has feelings." Okay.
I may or may not have had a crush on him when I was like 6 years old. So
he could get it.
I remember the first time I saw a picture of Mel Blanc, as a kid, and my mom was just like, "Well, he's Bugs Bunny, he's Porky Pig." He's just, "No, he's not.
He's all of them."
Right. Yeah. He's everything. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's true. That's also like going to A-Kon. That's some of the most interesting thing for me is like taking away that veil, both as a guest and now attending conventions. It's like very surreal, but awesome to meet those people and hear them do the character's voice or have them sound totally different and get to know them as a person and go like, "Oh, wow. Like I really respect your craft and that you have this talent that you can not only like manipulate your voice sometimes to become a completely different tone or like have a grit to it or whatever you need, but also you can add a layer of acting on top of that and express all of those emotions just with your voice. You don't have your body to rely on or anything like that. It's all got to come from the voice. That's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Shout out, voice actors. Shout out.
wherever they are.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah. Saving the world one dub at a time. Yeah.
Acting indeed. So you guys got anything looming on the horizon? I mean, I know we're all kind of on hold, but was there anything in the can that may see the light of day you're allowed to talk about?
I'm working on my home, like recording little studio from here. If that's about as much as I can say, I guess, ish.
There you go. Michael, what can we talk about?
I've been working on mine, and then Lindsay took it. It looks great. Your green screen.
Oh yeah,
nice computer
Okay.
stuff.
I
Everything
know.
was great. And
You know what, Patty and I don't know if we appreciate you taking credit for all of Lindsay's hard work.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she went, go in the bedroom. You can sit on some stools.
Just another
Get out of my
man.
sight.
Mm.
And then right before we started, she was like, it's not working. Come fix it.
Hell.
It's a mess. I just had to rip cables out. I was like, something's not
Yeah.
working right.
And my blue hair
Put
kind
that
of
back
keys out
together.
every now and then. So, whoops.
Yeah, she was gonna wear
At least you
glasses.
don't disappear every time.
She had these like really nice like their
gunner
screen
glasses.
glasses. Yeah, it's just for eye strain, which is more useful now than
Awful.
ever because
Mhm.
being at home, it's nothing but screens. But her face kind of melted when she put them on because of the green screen. I was looking at the preview and I'm going, what is happening? Like, is there a reflection? It was like, oh no, your face is disappearing.
Lindsay,
Just like her eyes. It was weird.
do you have them? Do you have them? Can you put them on for us?
Yeah,
for a
put 'em
second?
on.
gonna say, hang on.
Throw them on and kind of look around. Now it won't hurt. It won't work, and I'll look
Hey
at the
guys, how's it
wire.
going?
Where did Lindsay go?
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah,
Michael,
there it is.
where'd
Yeah,
you
look
go?
at
the Clark
She's
If you
gone.
look- If you look up a little bit with that.
Oh, there she is again.
Yeah,
That's
if you
right.
look into the light.
Yeah.
You're-
Hey.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I thought that was a
Glare.
reflection, and I'm like, oh no, you're like
It's kind of
fading away.
both.
Hey, what if I'm just like sexy librarian the whole time? Like,
That works. There's fine. Don't move. People
you-
will think you just got. People will just think you're
I
frozen.
feel like I'm in trouble.
Leva Bates right
You know,
now.
you're trying to steal Leva Bates' gig.
Gosh,
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
That's right. That's
There's just
I don't- Leva and Sammy actually visited Achievement Hunter, and
They did.
we did a short video. They taught Lindsay how to be a heel.
I did.
So we
She gave me the most amazing name too. She named me Mother Mayhem. and I
Mother
was like,
Mayhem
oh
was
my
the name
God.
Leva came up with for you.
So good.
And
like
we coworker of ours, we took his shoes, and Sammy kept taking his shoes off and throwing them across the room. And then Lindsay was beating him with a book. So that was
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Oh, I beat him with the shoe too because you got to
Beat him with his own shoe. It was a whole thing.
mother and me.
He was trying.
Was it,
Sammy was,
what was it?
What Chonka? Yeah.
Huh?
Well, Chonka's a sandal, but yeah, we didn't really have sandals at the office. You don't wear
no, he
sandals
just
at a
pulled
team
his
hunter. That's
shoes
a bad
off
idea.
and started hitting him with him.
Yeah,
So-
it's Kung Shu.
So that
still,
was
right?
that was fun.
Shoe. Yeah, I forgot about
Is that
Kung
what it's
Shu.
called?
Yeah,
What did y'all-
Kung Shu.
Yeah, that was Bernie and Gavin. They flung their shoes at each other. Yeah, that was
A lot of shoe flinging at RT.
Sounds like
I don't
it.
know why.
It's a weird history.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Murphy in the shoe throwing mother routine.
Good move.
God, it's so Mike, we got anything else?
Yeah, I'm trying to get. Well, Dana can't join us because he was doing a record and then he had to get on a call.
It's busy.
So we'll have to get him on next time. And now I'm trying to get Leva on here.
Okay,
For this,
we'll get the librarian on.
Ooh.
trying to believe it. I just texted you the link.
Let's see.
Your phone.
Let's see. I'm gonna scroll through the fan questions real quick. Maybe something out there. I know somebody did have one. I want to say I saw it real quickly. Maybe it was the standard one that. What is your favorite character besides your character on RWBY?
Ren.
That's a good one. That's hard. I mean, I like Nora a lot, but I just love Sam Ireland, so maybe I'm just biased.
I'm also very biased. I like Neptune, but that's because I just want to hang out with him, and I want Neptune, who is Carrie, who's one of the writers of RWBY, to just selfishly write a spinoff with son Neptune. And then we just do whatever I want.
Oh,
Be
Junior
like,
Detectives, the
Junior
show coming this spring.
Detectives.
Yeah,
Oh, we can't talk about that. So now people are going to think it's a real thing. It's not a real
that's
thing,
true.
but could be. But it could be.
Ooh, Uriel, Lindsay, Michael, how is it juggling between work and parenthood so far?
Right now in quarantine, it's insane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
way
insane.
harder now.
Mhm.
So we're fortunate enough to have help. We have the kids have a nanny
Mhm.
because Lindsay decided when we were having our first, whether she wanted to keep working, and this is, still almost 3 years ago now. So 4 or 5 volumes in the RWBY, which is just a small part of what she does at Rooster Teeth. And so the discussion was like, do you want to stay at home and take care of the kids, or would you keep working? And she loves her career so much, we ended up deciding trying to get help with a nanny. And so that's actually great when we're going to work, because we come in the morning, we do like the trade-off. It's saves us the trouble of like taking them to a daycare. We do the meet and greet in the morning, set out the day, we come home, then it's like time, try and dump work off time for kids. She goes home, see her the next day. But now working from home, it's like the downside is having a 1-year-old and an almost 3-year-old. The 1-year-old's like, you know, she's always screaming because she's a baby, just out of excitement. But, you know, our older daughter is just now all the time like, hey, you're home all the time. So I want to play. I want to, you know, be around, but we have to work all day. So it's actually way harder to try and like,
Hey,
you know, give her attention. Hello.
Welcome.
Give her attention, but still, you know, work. So we're struggling with that. There's a number of videos we have already filmed or live streamed for work that have come out with screaming children,
Including
in the
this live
background.
stream. I guarantee you can hear them. So, yeah.
But
It's hard for me to shift from mom mode back into content mode too, especially with Achievement Hunter, because mom mode's like, you know, okay, guys, we got to do this. Let's be serious. Like, it's fun, but serious. And then Achievement Hunter's like,
yeah, we try and trade off as best we can, both for work and for parenting. So, you know, if Lindsay's doing a video, I'll, you know, go take care of the kids, and then we'll swap and go back and forth. But yeah, she'll be like, okay, you have to do that. Da, da, da. Then she goes upstairs and it's like, F, you son of a big, and I'm like, that's work, mommy.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
yeah, work mom.
That's different.
Goodness.
You don't worry
Kara
about
also
that.
froze, but she was frozen in a thinking pose. So again, it
Exactly.
looked like she was very attentive. Very attentive. I also love your body pillow behind you, Leva. Thank you for Leva and Levi. I love it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Well, cool. Thank you for that question. And hey,
Well,
welcome our friend.
Oh yeah, Leva. Welcome. Everybody, we have Leva Bates, the librarian from AEW.
Yes.
Okay.
I cosplayed you a moment ago. I hope I nailed it.
Oh, did
You'll
you?
see.
I missed it. No, I was cooking. No.
Oh,
All
I
right,
love
do it
your
again.
glasses, please.
Leva, check your mic settings. You're a little low.
Okay.
Shush.
Lindsay, are you and Michael watching AEW at all?
I don't watch AEW yet, but I watch like highlight clips on YouTube because I feel like maybe I'm not right in thinking this, but I feel like I have to earn my right to watch it as like a full-time fan. So I'm like, hang on, let me get all the highlights real quick and learn who's who. Like, let me get the roster. What are their talents? It's like watching anime for me. And it's funny because Sammy made a video and posted it and was like, what if wrestling was anime? I'm like, dude, to me, wrestling is live action anime. It's like everyone has power-ups and certain abilities and they have a cool name and everyone's beating the crap out of each other and the power of friendship.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
You kicked me out when Leva came in.
Yeah.
We would never do any such thing. Steve, you screwed up. You let her back in.
Can we get two-factor on this? Yeah.
I thought they were doing a tag team thing.
Um,
No, I don't mind. If you, I mean, if I'm unwanted, just tell me.
no,
No,
Carol.
you stay right where you are.
Somebody asked a question like 5 times. So
Yes.
I guess he's working on a fan-made RWBY RPG.
Oh, cool. That's
Okay.
badass. Nice.
So
Check
you know,
it out.
can you imagine playing an RPG in the RWBY world? And how come fans got to make it? How come Rooster Teeth hasn't done this yet?
No kidding. Oh boy. Oh, maybe one day.
I just play the games. I don't make them.
Yeah, right. I was like,
You're lucky I figured out how to join this call. Okay,
right,
that's in the experts'
Yeah.
hands.
Got to write a RWBY RPG. For
right.
Rooster.
That's the gaming department stream. Can handle it.
That would be
I
fun.
would
I
lo-
would not be
I
able
would
to play
love
very
a-
well.
RWBY RPG. RPG is one of my favorite. I kicked my microphone.
Genres.
My favorite genres of video games that are not as popular as they were in their heyday. But that would be awesome. It's a really rich, universe of like characters and environments and lore. So
Yeah. You're in the middle of the
that'd be
Final
cool.
Fantasy remake right now.
yeah, I'm playing Final
FF7.
Fantasy 7 right now. Ever heard of it?
Loud.
I can get my hands on it, not the hard copy. I can download the digital, but I have like a huge Final Fantasy collection of like all the games and figures and stuff. So I want the hard copy, but it's sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine.
I
So,
was 100% the same way with all physical. Granted, it was also the time of before everything was digital anyway. You didn't really have a choice. But when I moved from New Jersey to Texas and like packed up my belongings in 2 suitcases, I was like, well, I can't take 150 games with me. So I had to like eventually, I'd left them all. And then when I visited, I eventually just I took all the CDs out of the cases. It like hurt to do, but I took them all out, just put them all together, and I just bubble wrapped them. And I got stopped at the airport because it looked like bags of drugs. And I was like, "They're video games. They're just video games." And he's like, "What?" There's like 7 giant bubble wrapped cylinders. And then I had them for years, and it was kind of a like I missed it because I had this huge like bookshelf on the wall, and they were all in alphabetical order. But out of just necessity, I had to get rid of them, and it like freed me. Where now I'm like, I'll never go back. Everything's digital. Yeah, I was just like, it was. I didn't have them for so long, and then life got in the way, and then you get a house and kids, and you're like, I don't have time for this video game case. I just give me the game.
Also, Michael
download it digitally now.
Yeah,
I'm
Michael's
a bachelor, and I'm
organized.
going to show you all my CD collection.
How do you
Worked
think
well
he
for
won me
him.
over?
You
You got
was like,
time,
oh.
man. You got.
Am
I
I
would love it.
frozen?
It's a life gone by.
Leave
Also,
it.
because we live
Am I
together, Michael's
frozen?
organized. No, you're
No,
good.
Kara.
Okay, cool,
You're
sorry.
good, but leave it.
I'm-
You're low.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have 15 minutes left before it dies. It's telling me.
Plug it in, Kara.
make it fast. Yeah,
We're gonna wrap up in a few minutes. I think
Okay.
we're
gotcha.
long
I'm a
enough.
notorious hoarder though, so I can't have physical copies. It would drive Michael crazy. I would
Yeah, but,
have
like,
it everywhere.
The thing is, when I collected them, again, it was like, oh, look at this nice wooden bookshelf attached to the wall, and they're all in alphabetical order. You're like, I collect things, and then it's like thrown in the like. That's my
Well, now-
quarter. That's
now
my
I
quarter
collect
collection.
things in
And I'm
Animal
like-
Crossing, Michael. I just do it in game.
The neatest, most organized Lindsay has ever been in her life is Animal Crossing, and it doesn't help me in any way
I
because
believe
it's not
that.
real.
So
I
real
look
to
at
me.
her Animal Crossing world, and I'm like, it's immaculate.
I
This is
keep
amazing.
I keep telling everyone that the one thing that's going to come out, like when people look back on this 20, 30 years from now, the quarantine, the months of quarantine, it's the Tiger King Animal
Mhm.
Crossing quarantine.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
wrong.
I
You're
mean,
not
that was
wrong.
even. I remember there were like
Very true.
I mean, most people were joking, but there were actual like petitions to release Animal Crossing early because it came out like a week or two into the majority of everybody was different.
Oh, wow.
But
I
like
believe
the
it.
majority of quarantines and shelter in place started in like mid to late March, and the game wasn't coming out till like I don't know when it actually came out, like the April 1st or something like that. And people were like, "What's Nintendo doing? We're all at home. Release it 8 days early." They were like having a fit that they needed it now. They were like, clearly under emergency circumstances, the game should be released. What are they doing?
I think that they should release.
I'm just thinking, because there's nothing else that they could be doing with their life, and 6
No,
Yes,
days.
Kara, I need this. It's my crack. Okay.
Company,
Okay.
any company that can release
If you need any help, just feel free to reach out. I'm here
I
for
can
you.
quit whenever I want to.
I just don't want to right now.
I think anybody who could release, I think they should be releasing whatever they can right now. I mean, that Trolls movie made like $50 million.
Yeah. No kidding.
VOD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody-
What platform did they release on again?
it's on like all digital, like everything.
Oh,
Like,
really?
iTunes, Amazon,
Yeah,
Xbox, like,
Amazon's really pushing the sneak preview option.
So it's all like pay per view though. Like they have to pay to watch it or to rent it. It's not just
Yeah.
on. Okay.
Right, it's things that would be in a movie theater. or,
Right.
like, they charge $20, but I mean, it would cost 15
Right.
for the movie.
exactly. Yeah, I mean,
I
if two
watched-
people watch it, it's cheaper than going to the movies.
I watched Like a Boss last night with
What is that?
it's a comedy. Gosh, now I'm forgetting who's in it, but it said still in theaters. It was on my TV, and I paid $7, but it was fucking hilarious.
What's it called?
Oh no, effing hilarious!
Yes.
It's fucking,
Ah!
it's fucking hilarious.
I am elated.
This is why we can't have you around our children.
I know. You're that
Your
influence.
children love me. First of all, don't lie. Miss
Kara, they don't know-
Iris
they're-
was going
Kara,
to come home
they got
with
pea
me
brains. They
last
don't
time
know
I
who you
saw
are.
her.
They don't
I
know.
had my keys and walked me out to my car, and it's like, cool, I'm going.
Kara,
Cara, she's gonna be the coolest wine aunt.
Yep.
they're
Yep.
children. They do that with everyone. They do that with the pizza guy. Okay.
Hush. Just admit they love me. It's
True.
okay.
Oh boy.
I love you, Michael and Lindsay.
Oh, I thought you were talking to our kids. I was like, they're not here. They're not
Yeah.
watching.
I know. I can hear you.
Oh,
Thanks, Kara. Thank you.
Goodness.
I love you. Ha!
Aw.
Yeah. Well,
That was for everyone.
I
And I
say
just
quarantine
messed up my
wise
eyelash.
too. You could rewatch all of RWBY to prep for Volume 8. I'm just saying.
Did someone just play
Yeah.
my?
No, that's
The
someone's
stream
speakers.
itself, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
someone's
That's my
speakers.
fault. I turned on Facebook.
Yes.
I have a,
That's Leva.
Oh.
Hey, Siva,
this
love
is
it.
what we
Dare
get
you.
for inviting her in.
Sorry, guys. I don't know.
She's healing us right now. That's what's happening. She's
There you
coming
go.
in and she's messing up the
Exactly.
stream.
Hey, Leva.
She's trying to tank it.
Shush. No more.
I
Shut up.
miss you. I don't know what voice that was.
That's good.
That's you're workshopping your next character.
Trying to think if we watched any movies too. Now that you got me thinking about it, we just watch like kid shows now.
Since
So
the day they started doing those, theater releases on demand, I have been wanting to watch Vin Diesel Bloodshot, and every day I look at Lindsay and I say, tonight's the night, and then it's not the night because we go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning after working all day, and then the kids, and then like prepping for the next day, and then I go, tomorrow we're gonna watch Bloodshot because I just love crappy looking action movies. That's like my favorite of just like dumb plot. Like
Before you watch Bloodshot, you gotta watch it.
Oh yeah, it's like superhuman capability, and like anyone with like real taste, or is like I enjoy good cinema. This is trash, and I go, I love that.
There's a fan film with JDF as Bloodshot.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
really?
what I watched
oh,
Like a boss.
with Selma Hayek and Tiffany Haddish.
Wow.
It's so good.
I
I'll
never
have
even
to watch it.
heard of this coming out.
Neither have I, but it's very. It was on.
The movies are squeaking
It
out
said
now.
still in theaters. I think it might have been one of those movies that got caught up with everything. Like maybe they were supposed to release it in March or something, and now they're like, well, we'll just put it on demand. I don't
People
know.
gotta watch something.
Now they're pushing all these movies back. And I'm like, you guys should just release them digitally and just make the monies.
Mhm.
Very good plan.
Again, RWBY, all online digitally. It's right there. Go check it out.
Wow,
Yeah.
salesman.
Yeah. Same with Achievement Hunter content. Like I said,
Hey.
we talked about you guys visiting before, Leva, too. So we were like, oh, yeah, if you want to go watch her beating us up with Sammy.
Well, we didn't get beat up. Jeremy got beat up.
Yeah.
okay?
The royal we,
Oh,
you
man.
know.
Royal. Yeah.
Hey guys, we got a pretty good question out here. I think we've had this before online, but let's throw it out for our audience. What wants to know what's the funniest mistake you may have made while recording?
Oh, boy. People ask, I don't know if I can like pinpoint an exact story or anything, but people ask like, oh, can you release some of like the bloopers that you have from RWBY recordings? I'm like, no, because they're all like X-rated. Like if I mess up a line, I just instantly go into Lindsay and I'm like, beep, 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 beep. Sex joke. Okay. Cool. Back to it. One of the funniest ones I can think of is in the last volume, there is a new Grim that you encounter called the apathy. And it's a Grim that just like makes you not care about anything and just like accept death, basically, which is really messed up, but a cool concept. So in the scene where they're being attacked by the apathy, Blake is being attacked and RWBY looks to her and goes, Blake, like, no. And then her powers are activated. Cool. So as I'm recording, we did that line. And again, I'm like a video game nerd. So all I could think of was Metal Gear Solid. So as we're recording, I go, Blake. And I was like, oh. So anyone who was a nerd understood and was like, that's staying in.
In a really serious scene at one point, people probably know this, but I can't tell when I'm going to burp until it comes out. I know, really weird, but I was in the middle of doing something that was a more serious scene and just burped right in the middle of it. Like, no big deal. And I just started laughing, saying, I'm so sorry. I was so embarrassed. It was like 4 years ago. I mean, I was so embarrassed. Like, I told you not to drink Coca-Cola before. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry.
I just want to see now where Weiss like accidentally burps and is so embarrassed about it. And we're like,
I know that would be so good. I thought about that. Like, I probably act like Weiss would really act if that were to happen.
All right, guys. I think that Kara's computer is about to crap out.
It is. I'm at
been there.
I'm at 4 minutes. So yeah.
We're gonna wrap this up before we lose her. Is there anything, you guys, any social media you want people to find you at? Any bumps you want to put out?
Yeah, obviously I talked about it before, but please check us out at roosterteeth.com. You can watch all of the RWBY episodes there, as well as our other content, like Michael and I doing Achievement Hunter, Camp.
Too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of
say.
stuff. A lot of stuff. If you want to check out our personal social medias, I am Lindsay Jones on Twitter and the Instagrams. I'm also on Tumblr. If any of you fanfic writers are out there, I'll scope it.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm in the same spot that Lindsay's at with all the website plugs. If you want to see pictures of my amiibos on Instagram, I'm AH Michael Jones. I think I'm not even sure what my Instagram is. I think that's it. And I guess the only big thing is if you're a Rooster Teeth fan, we've got a new show that just premiered this week called Last Laugh. Mm-hmm. It's like a comedy show where 12 of us get put in one room and we're not allowed to laugh for 6 hours. But it was the quarantine before the quarantine. We didn't know.
That's amazing.
Filmed a while ago.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like a comedy show. We're trying to make each other laugh while not laughing ourselves. And episode 1 just came out. If you want to check it out, it's not funny to be in it, but it's funny to watch. It was soul crushing to be in it.
Oh, as far as on my social media, I can find me on Twitter at Kara Kara for Texas. That's the number 4. So Kara 4 TX. And then also recently I joined Cameo, which is another super cool way to interact with everybody. I can send messages to your friends or whoever you want. And that's at cameo.com, I think, /Kara Eberle. You can also just go to cameo.com and search for me. And I am working on my Instagram. It is on my to-do list while we're all sitting, at home and everything. I have no excuse not to do it. It's just social media intimidates me. Oh no, 3% left. Okay. Okay.
Pictures and videos of your cats.
Yeah, take pictures of your cats. That's why people will follow you on Instagram. That's all they want.
Really?
And food, whatever you're eating, especially at restaurants when they can make a business.
Cats and food. Got it.
My Instagram, it's cat photos.
No.
Oh my god! And we never saw her again.
How did we lose her video before her voice? That was impressive. I heard her say no.
It's very dramatic.
All right. Go over
Leva. What do you got coming up?
Well, building. I'm building shelves. I don't know if you can see this. I have I'm working in a library. I actually have a library. It's gonna be board games, comic books, and K-pop albums because I'm ridiculous.
Sold. So, you had me at K-pop.
So that's what I'm building. That's how I'm at board games and tabletop games there. I'm currently building the K-pop ones because my old shelves didn't fit. Because if you ever buy K-pop albums, they'll be like this big to this big to this big to this big. So you need a shelf that's going to be able to hold all different sizes. So
all the talent that's packed into those discs. Yeah. There's a lot.
All right, guys. We're gonna jump, but Michael, I'm gonna drag you back on here with Dana one of these days.
Sure, I'll just kind of cower in the background while he talks.
Dane's so nice, though.
Yeah, no, he's nice, but he's too influential for me. Kara, why don't you come back?
She's on her phone now.
We need to get her out of here.
There you go.
Say goodbye.
Should have started there.
Mike, what's on deck for the rest of this week here at GalaxyCon Live?
I got my phone working.
Tomorrow, it's me, Petey, and Terry and Dana probably, if Dana doesn't screw it up. And then Friday, you and I have Dan DiDio. Monday, we've got Brett Iwan and Ashley Epstein. Mickey Mouse and Ashaka from Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, Kenny James.
Hi, Ashley. I love her.
She's wonderful. We got Bowser on Tuesday, Kenny James, and plus somebody else. I don't know who yet. What do we got next Wednesday? Oh, no, Monday. I'm sorry. Monday's Chris Jericho with Heather. Heather's going to have Chris Jericho.
Oh, nice.
Tuesday, we're doing Bowser, Kenny.
Right now.
Wednesday, we've got Tuesday's Ashley Epstein and Brett Iwan. Wednesday's Bowser. Thursday's Mark Guggenheim, producer of Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah.
Then I don't.
And Kara's gone to Australia.
What?
You're upside down.
Yeah.
At least on my screen.
Really?
Yeah. There you go.
All right,
Is that
Michael,
right?
Lindsay.
I'm on my phone and I just.
We know,
looked it,
Kara.
so I can't
Yes.
look.
We know you're on your phone.
I love it.
All right, Kara, we love you. We
I
gotta
love technology.
All right.
No.
Okay.
This
Good
is
night,
good Instagram
everybody.
content.
Campbell, thanks
Good
for having us.
Instagram.
Appreciate it. And thanks everyone in
Everyone.
the chat for
Everyone
joining
here
us.
and everyone watching, be safe and be well.
Thanks for all your
Thank
questions.
you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
guys.
I do.
Thanks again for tuning in to GalaxyCon Live. Make sure to check out our online store at galaxycon.myshopify.com, where you can find t-shirts, signed and certified Funko Pops, autographs, collectibles, and more. For updates on the upcoming streams, visit us on Facebook at GalaxyCon Live or galaxycon.com.